on baking bread in my GSI Halulite Minimalist set. I really like this set. I'm going to show you how I've got the stuff packed in here and show you how I use it. All of this stuff I've picked up on from other people on the internet, and try to show it in a slightly different way, the way I do it to make bread, and it comes out really, really good. Now there's two ways I make it in the muffin thing here, and that's for like single servings or just two people that are light eaters. If you use something bigger and flatter like a pan, you can make a much larger round one, and then you can do things like make that a pizza. You can split it and soak it in some egg powder, reconstituted egg powder, and make some backpacking French toast. So it's kind of a versatile thing. I'll talk about the recipe in a second. But here's the lid on the Halulite Minimalist. There. So you can see the stuff I've got in here. Here's the new spoon. They were gracious enough. I kind of asked them about the old spoons because the old spoons were kind of crummy, but here's the new spoons that they sent me for free and like super quick. They're really, really nice over at GSI. And this is like a way better design. It's like really solid. It's still really lightweight, and it just folds up into like a super compact space. Now, it's not particularly long, so it's not, this is my other titanium spoon, so it's not particularly long, like the big longer ones to reach down into those big freeze-dried food packs. So you still might like something like that, but I've gotten by okay with this. Just lick my fingers afterwards. But the spork part still has its same thing. Like when I'm sipping tea or my hot chocolate in the morning, as I'm bringing it up, it's all dripping out through the splines here. So I guess I would probably, if I had it to do again, I would get like a titanium spoon or a folding spoon rather than the spork thing. They still can stab things and pick them up like fruit and stuff, but I find myself, if I can do that, then the spoon can also pick them up for the most part. So, but I do like this new design spoon. I like it a lot. In here is again, I like this little pot gripper thing because it's super light. It's got the little magnet on it so you can just stick it to the side. I've got this is just a little piece of aluminum foil to lift the cup off the bottom. I'll show you that in a minute. The 4 ounce canisters fit in there very nicely. And then there's the cup. These are like these silicone baking muffin cups you can get off of Amazon. I haven't put a link because there's just a million places to get these things. Of course, I like colors and stuff. So I've got an assortment. I got like a half a dozen of them that are an assortment. So this one has seen some heat. You can see the little discoloration, but it still works really, really well. So inside and here's another thing I just love about this GSI kit. This cozy that fits on this, it really, really works well. It keeps my hot chocolate hot for a long time. So inside this cup, this is going to sit here, because if this sits on the bottom with the heat, it's just going to burn and melt this. It'll be a little bit too much. And also when it's sitting in this, it gives some space for the heat to come up the sides more, and it really cooks it nice, like it really makes a nice biscuit kind of thing out of it. So right now, I'm going to mix some and take some and drop it in here and set up the setup and just let it sit and cook for a while on like really low, or if I'm using one of my low flame alcohol soda can burners or the Swiss burner thing, if you put it on low, it'll cook for about 15 minutes. So I'm hoping to turn this down low enough to get about 15 minutes out of it. This is the new MSR Pocket Rocket Deluxe, which I'm totally in love with. It's got a fantastic big wide simmer ring. It's really protected, so I don't nearly need as much of a windscreen around it, except for really windy days. And the piezoelectric on this works better than anything else I've ever used. So I kind of like that. So I'm going to go ahead and mix up some of this in the bag. There's a certain consistency. It's pretty flexible. You can make it a little bit wetter, you can make it a little bit drier, and it doesn't seem to matter too much. If you're going to make an error, make it a little bit more wet rather than less wet. And basically this is a half a cup flour, 2 tablespoons sugar, let's see, a little bit of salt, and some egg powder. And I put some milk powder in here too, but I just didn't have any for this. So I'm going to throw some water in there. And I'm just going to kind of mix it up. Oh, I forgot that you got to put some baking soda in here too. Baking soda. I think baking powder doesn't work. You could put in a mix of baking soda and baking powder. If you're making the Biscuit mix, I think it uses both. But I usually just use baking. Now I forget which one I use. I'll put the recipe below the video so you can see what I use. It's like a super basic recipe. And then you can put all kinds of stuff in it. You can put butter in it. You can fry it to make fry bread. I've taken this, if you use a little bit less water and make it kind of dry, you can put a little bit of flour in your hands and kind of form it. And we've like wrapped it around sticks and put it in the fire to make fire stick bread, like marshmallows, like cooking marshmallows. So this is pretty good. I like the moistness of this right now. So you can see that it's kind of sticky, but still a little bit liquidy. It's not too dry. This will bake up really nice. This will bake up nice and moist. So step 2 is to get some of this. Now, not the whole thing because it will just be too much in there. But you want to fill up the cup. You want to fill up the cup like a third of the way or so. And again, this setup with if you got a low enough simmer flame that you can control, this Halulite Minimalist thing, for something that's a super lightweight single person thing that set that I actually use for 2 people, it really works well for this. So that's about half, I guess. That works. So you can see about how much is filled in there. So I'm now going to take this. I just kind of rolled it up in a spiral like that. I've also taken some like thicker aluminum and cut 2 thin strips and cut into it a little bit so they come together and form an X in the bottom. So I'm just going to put this in like this. Right, so you can see how that is in there. I guess I'll unwind it a little bit. Right, it's not important how you put it in, but try to get this in straight so it sits on, kind of like that. So now on top, here it goes, and I'm going to put my lid on. I'm going to get myself a nice simmer here. And then I'll check in about 10 minutes from now, and see what it looks like. So we're going to take a quick look. It's been about 15 to 18 minutes to kind of adjust the stove. That's just about done. I can stick a fork. I should like the top to be a little bit more browned, but we'll leave it sit there for a few more minutes, and I'll take it out and then we'll eat it. So it's been a while, and I'm going to check it now. So that's looking pretty good. I think I'll pop that out and start eating it and make the second one. So I'm just going to kind of dump it out like that and flip it over. There you go. So I got some browning on the sides. So I'm going to pop this out of here now. I've kind of loosened it and popped it out, and you can see it's a little bit burnt on the bottom, but not too bad. That actually doesn't come out too bad at all. So you can see if I open it, that's nice. That's done. So I'm just going to spoon in some more into here and make a second batch. But this has come out really, really nice.